Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to change out the spark plugs on this KIA Rio. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing you're going to need to do is we need to remove this engine cover, which is held on by 4 little clips. There's 2 in the front, 2 along the back. So if you just give it a nice pull, you'll hear that pop off. So we're going to do one here too, and then there's 2 in the back, one here and then one on this side. And then now with that removed, these are your spark plugs here. You have your ignition coils that are right here on top, and then the spark plugs are down in there. And basically the order is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you want to know the firing order, I believe it goes 1, 3, 4, and 2 is, I believe, the firing order for this vehicle. But let's go ahead and remove these so that way we can go ahead and get to the spark plugs and we can get them replaced. Before we get started, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. You always want to do that when you're doing any kind of work with any kind of the ignition, electrical, things like that. That way you don't have any problems. So let's go ahead and remove that. Now each of these ignition coil packs is held on by a 10mm bolt holding that in place, and there's that one back there. So I'm going to go ahead and get a 10mm socket, put it on a ratchet. We'll get those removed so we can access all of the spark plugs. This ignition coil pack here for cylinder number 4 is kind of in a tight squeeze here. You got this hose here, and then you have this harness here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this harness, give us some access, gently move that out of the way. Now we can get in here. I'll loosen that and pull that out. We take these bolts off now by hand, now that they've been loosened. We can pull the ignition coil pack out. There we go. I'm going to go through and pull these all out, and we'll be right back. Each of the ignition coil packs have been removed, and you can see the spark plugs where they're down in there. So now we're going to use a spark plug socket to go down there so we can loosen them and pull them out. Okay, now that we're ready to get the spark plugs out, what you're going to want to use is a 5/8 inch spark plug socket, and then also an extension for your ratchet. I believe this extension here might be a 6-inch extension, just so we can get down in there. So let's go ahead and start pulling them out. Okay, last one out. Here they all are, and you can see they're very, very bad, so definitely needing to be replaced. So let's go ahead and drop the new ones in. Okay, you're going to need a new set of spark plugs. You'll need obviously 4 of them. Make sure that they are for the KIA Rio. This particular set here, I picked them up at Advance Auto. I believe they were $7.99 a piece, which is kind of what the average is unless you want to order online. In my case, I kind of needed them right away, so I didn't have the luxury of waiting to order them, but I did get a 15% off. You also need a gapping tool. The spark plugs for the KIA Rio need to be gapped at 0.044, even though I have seen some people say 0.040, but I believe the standard is 0.044. So I'm going to go ahead and gap them, and we'll be right back to drop them in. These have all been gapped for 0.044. You can see the difference here between what we pulled out and the new ones. Huge difference. So let's get ready to drop those in. Let's double check the gapping here. It should be at 0.044. See if we can see that. And there it is right there. 0.044 the gapping. So that's good. Ready to drop this in. Okay, I am hand tightening them for now, and then we're going to come back with a torque wrench and then tighten them to the appropriate torque that they need to be tightened to. Spark plugs have been put back in, tightened up to 15 pounds of torque. So now what I'm going to do is put the ignition coil packs back in. Make sure you put them into the correct slot and lock them in place, and then we'll bolt them down and we'll be right back. Okay, all the ignition coil packs have been all bolted back down. We're going to go ahead and reconnect this harness that we disconnected. Get that connected in, everything's good to go. I'm going to go ahead and connect the battery back up, and we'll start it up and see how it works. Started right up, everything sounds good. Get ready to take it for a spin. But pretty much this wraps up this video on how to change out the spark plugs on a Kia Rio. I hope this video was informative. I hope that it helped you out. If you have any questions, any comments, I would love to hear from you, so please send them in. As always, I appreciate all of the support. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.